I met her down in Portland and she stopped for a minute, I swear. All black on high heels and tattoos, girl, you real. Need to keep your cool with a woman like this, homie, I'm aware.
Oh, welcome to the introduction.
The intro portion.
That music you're listening to is none other than Luce with one of his new songs called Rare.
Yes.
Yeah, this episode we sit down with one of our favorite musicians. Luce.
Repeat guest.
Yes, coming back to the show. And we talk about what's been going on since last time we had him on. It's been like a year.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
And yeah, it was a fun time. We talked about some random shit. Everything from gender equality to sports to rape in the animal kingdom.
Yeah. The usual path we take.
Yeah, it's about normal for us. So yeah, we like to thank our sponsors for this episode. The TV show Comics Watching Comics on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. They've got seasons 1 through 5 are up now, and they just finished recording season 7 and 8.
Yes. Also, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Sportsbook Box Office Podcast.
Yes, hosted by Kevin Goatee and Jeffrey Paul.
Yeah, you can find them on all the podcast streaming platforms. Check them out, like it, follow it, subscribe to it.
Listen to it.
So, yeah.
Yeah. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Do it. Give it up for our man, Luce.
Now, tonight's adventure into the unknown.
Shut up and sit down. Separated from you, I feel the pain. I might tell you that I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. But the truth is, my days be lost without you. I think I need you here, right next to me. Cause I've been waiting up, I've been all up in my lane. But so late that I can't even explain. Yeah, that's sound. My shot, I don't even need to aim. I just stay true, man, and I will never change. They like that sound. Yeah, that's that sound. Yeah, that's that sound. When you with your girl and she look you in your eyes and she tell you that she love you, yeah, that's that sound. When you with your crew and you drinking and you laughing and you vibing now, yeah, that's that sound. You in the club and the DJ play your song and you be like, oh, DJ, yeah, that's it. And them dudes trying out for your girl, but you know the love is real and she hold it down. Cause she like that sound. So she hold it down. Cause she like that sound. So she hold it down.
Listening to Sarge Approved.
Yes, you are.
I am Sarge.
I am Frenzy. I'm so freaking excited about this episode. I can't even tell you.
Are.
I love it.
Who we got tonight, Frenzy?
Ooh, we have the hip-hop contemporary R&B artist / songwriter and entrepreneur from Seattle, Washington, Leroy Luce Lutu Jr. I'm so excited to chat with you.
Hey,
I'm looking forward to this. Hello.
Making his triumphant return.
How's it going?
Welcome back, brother.
Yes.
It is. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be back. Frenzy, I'm glad we finally now get a chance to talk because last time Sarge and I were doing this podcast that I was on,
I know
you were unavailable. So
I know it was a big
nice to top it up with you today.
Right? It was a big sausage fest.
Was
Nobody likes that.
Just
I mean, I'm sure you guys had a good time, but
yeah, there's just three big swinging dicks having a conversation, and we were missing that female influence. Mm-hmm. Even though Frenzy's one of the dudes, without a doubt.
Well, I totally am a dude, but honestly, like I can't even remember. Like Sarge and I were talking about this before we called you. The first time that we found New Mercedes, or when we listened to it, but I just remember the first time that I actually listened to the whole song, I was like, this is so fucking badass. Like, this is in my jams. Like, it's automatically added to my playlist of things that, like, make me happy. Yeah. I'm getting ready to go out, or I'm doing whatever. Loved it. So,
masturbating.
Yeah, that's fine, too.
I love that.
That's your go-to song when you masturbate. New
Mercedes. It is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I actually, like...
A good one.
I tried to learn the lyrics as much as I could so I could sing along with it and be as accurate as possible. And so when I'm doing that, you know that I actually love a song. When I actually pay attention to the lyrics and want to learn them so I can sing them to a T by myself, because I would never do it.
Because there's some parts in there that are difficult. Like, I remember we were trying to break this down last time you were on, and we were talking about like the part where you're talking about Russell Wilson in 2-0. You know, because you're a Seattle dude.
Oh, yeah, Russell Wilson in the 2-0.
Yeah. And I was like, what's the 2-0?
Right, I thought about that too.
Everybody who's listening obviously knows Russell Wilson and quarterback for the Seahawks. But anyways, you know, the lyric is like Russ Wilson in the 2-0. So the 2-0 is the 206. That's Seattle's area code. So, you know.
Oh,
that's where 2-0 is coming in from, yeah. But you know, Frenzy, you can go online and I think the lyrics should be on.
I'm already looking at them. I'm looking at them right now because I was gonna like sing part of it, but later, not right now.
Oh, you're gonna sing it?
I was gonna maybe say a couple lines, not sing it, but I was gonna say a couple lines of it. But that's for later.
Do we have just like an instrumental version that you can sing over?
No, like there doesn't even have to be any music associated. I'm just gonna say a couple lines, but for later anyway.
One of my favorite parts of that piece, that portion of the song, is where when you're talking about Russell Wilson in the 2-0 and you throw in Ginobili.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
Manny Ginobili.
Yeah. Yeah, Manny Ginobili, you know, he's got that Euro step, and I was just like, you know, when you're listening to that part of the song, you're just like, you're kind of stepping with it. You're just like, Ginobili, it just kind of fit. It
was badass.
That's awesome. Well, and I think that it's cool too, because obviously you have a love for music, and that's something that you are, you know, keep creating and doing, but you also get to do it with one of your BFFs. Like Create and Be Real Records with your BFF Lux / Danny. I don't know. I don't want to mispronounce his last name. Razor. How do you say it?
Razori. Yeah.
Razori.
No,
okay.
Yeah,
close.
Razori.
Yeah. That's pretty badass that you get to do something that you love with someone else that you love. You know, as your BFF kind of. I know guys don't really say BFFs.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's.
But they do.
No, we say brothers. You know,
yeah, it's your bro.
That's my brother.
Right.
You know, I don't know if we Sarge, did we kind of talk about like Lux and myself on the previous podcast?
I don't think we touched on that too much. If we did, I don't recall.
Okay.
So break it down.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can just give the high level overview, you know, Reader's Digest version of Danny and I. We went to we're from the same area up here in Seattle, and we actually went to rival high schools. We were very into sports, and he was like kind of the guy over there, and I was, you know, at my school, and so we butted heads a lot. Like, our schools hated each other, you know, the high school rivalry stuff, and like there would be fights and just all sorts of shit. And they were really good for football, and we were really good for basketball. So they'd kind of like clean us up in football, but then when basketball season came around, we would just kind of just wipe the floor with them.
But you also
we never
were
really
good
liked
at
each other. Really, we always respected each other, but just for the sake of, like, you know, being loyal to your colors as a high schooler, you don't really like going to the enemy territory and, you know, become friends with them. It's stupid, but I don't know if it's still like that or if you guys experienced anything like that. But you know, as we started to get older and went on to college, you know, we started to realize how similar we were and how you know, with our mentality, our attitudes, mindsets, and Obviously we knew each other from fields and in the court, so we respected each other a lot.
Yeah.
And, just became, really good friends. And, that's my brother.
That's badass. Well,
Brother
and
for life.
you were very, I guess, good at football and basketball.
Yeah, fucking athlete.
Like you were a legit athlete. Like you got scholarships for both of those sports.
Really? Basketball and football. I knew.
And that doesn't mean you have to be
sports were a
cocky
huge deal
talking
for me
about
growing
it.
up.
Right. Like that's awesome. Like that's.
I didn't know about. I wasn't
Yeah.
aware of your basketball. I know I had seen like in the new Mercedes video you were playing basketball and stuff, but I wasn't really aware of how good you were as an athlete in basketball. But I was aware of the football side of it. You were a defensive back, weren't you, in football?
Yeah. I played strong safety.
Okay.
Okay.
And actually, I chased the dream after college. I had some opportunities to play professionally, and I did the tryout for the Seahawks, ended up getting cut, and there were some opportunities to go over in Europe or Canada, but I lost the passion for it. And my body was already super beat up, like I completely blown out my shoulder, and it was kind of just like God's way of telling me, hey, time to hang up the cleats.
Right.
And I guess this is actually really a good segue into my music, because ever since I was a boy, I was writing music and making music, but never releasing it because I was spending so much time and effort on sports and workouts and training and all that stuff. But I was always making music.
Well, yeah, it's
And
hard.
then even in college, after practices and games and all that stuff, like I would be going home to make music. Like not even doing my homework.
That's awesome.
Fuck homework.
So it's just kind of always been with me. And as soon as I got done playing, I was like, I got to start putting the gas on this a little bit heavier. And, it's slowly but surely becoming, the number one thing in my life for sure.
Oh, that's so crazy to be like so good at obviously like football and the basketball thing too, and then having
I was okay.
But that does take up a lot of time, especially not only in high school but definitely in college. Is if you're part of a team, that does take up a lot of your extra time, especially in college. I would imagine
it takes up all your time. I mean, it really, you have during the season and even during the off season, because of the trainings and the amount of non-required workouts you're supposed to go to.
Yep.
No obligations, in quotations. But you're spending so much time. But you do it because you love it, and it doesn't last forever. I mean, that's the thing about sports, especially football. I mean, that shit comes and goes real quick. You can't play that forever. It's not like golf.
It's a hell of a gamble. You have the potential, if you make it to the pros in whatever sport it is, you make it to the pros, you have the potential to make millions of dollars. But it's a very short stint
in a
of
short time.
Yeah,
right, and it doesn't. And if you make it to the pros, it doesn't even mean that you'll be successful.
Exactly,
being a professional athlete.
Good point.
You
There's
can
no guarantee.
you can get there, and then it can be like, oh, I got fucking injured, or I suck at apparently with the team that I'm playing with, or whatever it is. Like you can make it, but to make it and then also be successful and have a career at it, like that is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, imagine, like
it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
If you made it to the NFL, right? And part of you would have to you'd almost have to have an idea where like you're okay just being there. Even if you're one of those guys who was never a starter, you always rode the bench, you're always a backup. But you still, I know it would suck,
I would
but
hate
you're
that.
still making bank.
I know, but
Like-
it's still,
You may not be making $10 million a year, but even if you're making like $1 million a year or $500,000 a year, you're a wealthy person with a job that, it's not a 9 to 5. You don't have to get up in the morning and sit and not saying that the NFL is fucking easy. You still have practice and shit, but it's
That's
not
a
all
24-hour job.
Yeah, I don't think the NFL is easy, but I think if you're going to be somebody that your dream is to be in the NFL, your dream is to be in the NFL and not only be a member of the NFL, but like you're one of the players that helps, make the team better or get you to the Super Bowl or like you make an impact on that. Like it's not, it's different. I don't know. It's just.
I bet you there's players that they're.
I can tell you right now, I can tell you guys this right now. I have several friends who have played or are playing in the NFL, and what I can tell you is this: those guys are the most competitive people that I know.
I'm sure.
Everybody, especially if you make it that far in your athletic career, you want to be the very best you can possibly be. So you're putting in that work. You're doing everything that you can, especially to make it to that level. That doesn't go away. But I mean, obviously, you have a great job and you're getting paid tons of money.
Right.
So it's of course like that's a component that SARGE was just talking about. But
the passionate
there's
part of
very
it is
few,
you want to
if
be
any,
you want to be the
at
best that you can
professional
be.
level that are taking it easy.
Right. Yeah, you want to be the best. I feel like I will never play football. I love football. Like, I play fantasy football.
Yeah.
I follow football. Like, football is like, I get depressed when football is over. Like, I told Sarge today, I was like, the combine is starting tomorrow or today, like, and it goes till Monday, like, and all these, I just love football. I love it. I don't know why. Like, I will never play it, but
the
I love
combine is super interesting to watch too.
it is. And just, I mean, you never know.
It's
and it's the only sport that has ever interested me. And my father is like, I just never thought that I'd have a daughter that would like football so much. And I'm like, well, I do. Like, this just in. Like, I like it. So, but that's like my dude aspect, I guess. But I don't know.
So I'm assuming you guys are Vikings fans.
Oh, fuck, yes.
Yes, sir.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Hurt. Ugh.
Well, you guys had a pretty good year this last year.
Fine.
We had a shitty year. I mean, being in Seattle, we're used to being like the top dogs. Like, I'm sorry, it's just how we think.
Yeah, it's true the way you guys have been.
We had a really tough year.
You did.
Which is kind of weird because Russell Wilson killed.
He's a badass.
He killed it this past season for a good portion of it. And, there's a pretty damn good wide receiving core. You have a carousel of running backs in Seattle. They can't figure out the running back situation.
Yeah.
But, and Russell Wilson
we can't figure out the running situation because we don't have the line, or we haven't had, the line. They've always been super young.
Yeah.
And, the guys who stay for a few years end up going to play for somebody else and being, perennial Pro Bowlers each year.
Well, did you know that the Seahawks they're talking about trading Michael Bennett?
I haven't been following too much of the news on the football, activities. But if that's true, I'd say I would really not like that decision.
Yeah, they're shopping Pro Bowl defensive lineman Michael Bennett in trade talks, and
no.
Yeah.
Oh dear, no.
Even though he's coming, he was
that would be a huge mistake.
He was pretty productive this season, and he signed a 3-year extension in December 2016. So that was 2 years ago. But I don't know.
Yeah, and he's one of our top dogs too. I mean, he's one of the best players in the NFL.
I don't know.
For his position. So hopefully they don't do that. But I guess we'll wait and see. I should give John Schneider a call.
You should. You should call him and tell him your opinions.
Hey, listen up.
Yeah, well,
I am one of the top recording artists in the Seattle area. My opinion fucking matters. I'm a gigantic Seahawks fan. If the only reason that I am not your best safety right now is because I chose to go into the music industry, and so you need to listen to what I have to say. Michael Bennett stays.
Yes. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you send me that in an email so I can just repeat that to him?
All right, I will. We'll send you the transcript.
Yes, we will send it to you.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so since you're a Seattle guy.
Well, and by the way, Pete Carroll is the oldest coach in the NFL.
Currently?
He's 66.
Mm-hmm. He is. He's the oldest coach, but he also has probably the youngest personality.
Exactly. Yep.
That guy has some vigor.
Yep. Wow. He's all about it.
I kind of figured Belichick was the oldest.
Nope. Carroll's the oldest.
Got to be close, right?
Well, I'm sure it's like a year or so, maybe. How old is Belichick? Belichick and
probably pretty close.
And Belichick is so douchey how he wears his cut off sweatshirt.
Why is that
hoodies.
Douchey?
It's douchey.
Why? How is that douchey?
He's not hot. He's not overly warm. He doesn't have muscles that are making him hot.
Yeah, but he's not. He's wearing a t-shirt underneath it. He's not showing off his guns with a sleeveless
I know,
hoodie.
but just wear a normal fucking sweatshirt like everybody else does. You don't have
That's
to
his
be.
style. Why do you have to judge him?
because it's weird.
That's his thing. It sets him apart. Despite his multiple championship, his Super Bowl rings, that's how it sets him apart. Cuts the sleeves off his hoodie.
He's 60. He's 65, so they're a year apart, depending on their birthdays.
Okay.
Pete Carroll's 66. Just for reference, Bill Parcells is 76, and Tom Brady's 40. 40. Do you think that Giselle threw him a surprise birthday party for his 40th birthday?
I don't know.
She was like, "You can actually eat potatoes or chips or carbs or a cheeseburger from somewhere." She's like, "It's your 40th birthday. You get to eat whatever you want, honey."
She completely rules that Tom Brady with an iron fist.
Yeah.
That's the reason he looks like he's 22 years old and he's fucking 40.
Well, he's got to take that, like, what's that, HCG? His diet is insanity. But he's also married to a supermodel.
That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT. Tom Brady is the GOAT, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, Giselle has him. Giselle has him on a steady diet.
But he wouldn't be.
Giselle has him on a steady diet of babies. 3 times a day, he's just eating babies. And
no, he's not eating babies.
That's the only way you can look that good.
He's eating her diet. Like, she basically translated her Sports Illustrated, her Victoria's Secret modeling career, whatever modeling career she has, and she implemented her diet to him.
Does she still even model anymore?
I don't think she does, but...
You know what's funny? I heard that she is way more wealthy than he is.
Yeah, she totally is.
How crazy successful Tom Brady is, she still has... Yeah. Should we look up these numbers just to verify? Because I might be totally wrong. But this is what I've heard. I'm going off of hearsay. But I've heard that her overall wealth vastly exceeds Tom Brady's. Which is weird. Because I know she's like this icon. I know she's like this iconic model, I guess, but is the money really that good compared to Tom fucking Brady?
So Tom Brady earns $8 million in endorsements, which includes deals with Under Armour and UGG boots. Great for you, pussy. You wear fucking UGG boots. Yeah. And they put him at a career net worth at $180 million. And Giselle's worth is $380 million.
Holy fuck, it's almost double.
Mm-hmm. In millions. Double in millions.
Wow.
So, there's that.
Okay, so that was accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I heard, wow. How is that possible?
Because people like to look at skin and
where's this money coming from? She
knows?
she was a Victoria's Secret model, right?
Yep, she was a Victoria's Secret model.
They paid that fucking well?
Mm-hmm.
Just for wearing some underwear?
Well, and she did other stuff too, but yeah.
Like what?
Sarge, we're in the wrong business, man.
I guess.
I know, you guys need to start modeling some shit.
And we're the wrong gender. Wow, how crazy is that? Man. She's worth almost twice as much as him. And I don't think she even does anything anymore.
No,
right?
She doesn't do anything anymore. She's just a mom.
Wow. She's just running Tom Brady. Like, bitch, I'm worth twice as much as you. This is what you need to do. Do this, do this, do this.
I don't think she does that to him. I think that they actually love each other.
When they lost the Super Bowl to the Eagles, this last Super Bowl, I heard she locked him in a cage for like 2 weeks. It's like, bitch, you're supposed to win that Super Bowl.
He was like the character in Little House on the Prairie that was like the ape that was trapped in the cage. You're from the circus? Oh.
All right, it's your turn for drinks, Frenzy.
Rude.
So you being a Seattle guy, have you heard of this vigilante superhero, Phoenix Jones?
Oh yeah, Phoenix is very known in Seattle. He frequents the Capitol Hill bar areas. I've run into a few times. I think I even got a picture somewhere with me and him.
Really?
And he's a great dude, man. He's he's really, really kind, looking out for people, got a good attitude. Nothing but love for him, and he's a beast too. Like, there's some footage of him, like, humbling some folks outside, who were misbehaving, I guess. But
well, for people,
I haven't seen him in a while, to be honest with you. But then again, man, to be honest, I don't really go out. The only times I've seen him in the past have been, weekend nights, like a Friday night or a Saturday night. And
thank you.
But man, I just don't really go out like that anymore, so I'm not going to see him too often.
Right.
But I have heard of him. He's
For
a local legend up here.
Yeah, for our listeners who aren't aware, me and Frenzy discovered this guy, and Frenzy's been talking to him.
I've been chatting with him.
We're gonna have him on the show at some point. But Phoenix Jones is a Seattle guy he's a former MMA fighter too. The guy can fight, and he's legit. And he goes around and he wears a full costume that is apparently bulletproof. And it protects him against like knife attacks. Full mask, full suit is like black and gold, and he goes around like trying to keep the streets of Seattle safe. And obviously, he's gotten lots of flack from local law enforcement, the DA's office, things like that. And let me see, I've got the Sports Center actually did this little thing on him. I'm going to play a little bit of it right here.
Seattle, Washington. The city is diverse as the people who live here. And like any sprawling metropolis, when the sun goes down, the specter of crime rises up. When fear grips the citizens of Emerald City, where do the innocent turn for help?
Emerald City.
He calls himself Phoenix Jones. To some, he's a protector to be hailed.
A blessing to this country.
To others, a danger to be mocked. And to the police, he's, well, let's just say it's complicated. But the mystery remains. Who is this real-life superhero?
I'm Phoenix Jones. I'm also Ben Fodor. I'm just like everyone else. The only difference is that I decided to make a difference and stop crime in my neighborhood, in my area. I intend to keep making that difference.
So,
Leitner, what's it up?
whoops.
Shout out to Phoenix.
Right?
He seems like he's
One time, shout out to Phoenix Jones.
Yeah. It's just such a crazy story because, you see movies about, things like this. You're like Kick-Ass. Remember Kick-Ass?
Mm-hmm.
God, I love that movie. That's such a badass movie. But this guy's actually going out in a full suit, and he's trying to right wrongs. He's trying to keep the streets safe and all that. And he's actually trained. He's a trained fighter, mixed martial artist, and he seems like a damn good dude. He seems like he's just a nice guy.
Exactly. Yep. Genuine guy.
But he gets shit.
Yeah, he is. He is.
He gets shit for being a vigilante, and there's other people that have like kind of joined him. There's like this team that they've created of other vigilantes, and I bet you none of the other people that have joined this superhero movement in Seattle are nearly as trained as he is. I assume this is an assumption.
I don't know. Yeah,
but I've seen some of the other people that put on costumes and roll with him, and just on looks alone. It looks like you got a dude in a hoodie, some chick who's got like purple hair, which I think is his wife. I think his wife actually goes.
I think so.
With Purple Rain or whatever it is. Yeah.
Sounds like Prince.
But it's a purple rain.
Purple rain. Oh man, Prince. Were you ever a fan of Prince, Luce? Did you ever listen to Prince or grow up listening to Prince?
He's one of my all-time idols.
So
a playlist. Oh yeah.
So he's got Paisley Park, which is in Chanhassen, Minnesota, which is
it's not far from us.
It's close to it's not far from us. I actually work for a restaurant where there was this booth where you can like take there's curtains and you can close it and have it be all private. And he used to come in through the back door of this restaurant like probably once a week when he was alive and come and just have lunch or dinner or whatever it was. But he used to come there all the time, and it's just like crazy. Like Prince used to be here all the time.
Did you guys?
Did you ever meet him?
I had never met him, no. But there was people that I worked with that had met him, and there's pictures. I have pictures of him being in the restaurant too. Like, he was just a super nice guy.
Did anybody else ever sit in that booth, or was that kind of like the Prince booth?
Well, they used to call it the Godfather booth back in the day, which could either mean you're going to be making a deal with somebody or you're going to get killed out back afterwards or whatever it was. But now we've changed it to the Prince booth, and they changed the curtains from like dark red velvet to purple.
Nice.
And it's just kind of because they're doing all these new Paisley, like the whole Paisley museum tour things. All these companies are going and like checking out the museum. And
you know what's annoying? What I just heard recently, the Minnesota Twins are like putting out this line of memorabilia that's all Prince shit. Like, they're making like these like blow up Prince guitars. You know, I had that crazy ass guitar. It was like this, it was like his symbol. Remember that guitar he had? That was just a wacky looking guitar.
The artist formerly known as Prince.
Yeah,
guitar.
that one, that kind of thing. And it's like a blow up one, like an inflatable.
They did it for the Super Bowl. They did it when.
But this is memorabilia,
right? But they did it for JT. Like when he was performing for the Super Bowl, they like somehow did this whole aerial image of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and they turned it purple.
Yeah.
And
well, that was cool. That was
cool.
That was like an homage to him,
right?
But they're putting out this memorabilia stuff like Prince baseballs and shit. Like, what the fuck
that's
that have to do with
gross.
Prince?
Like, he doesn't care about that shit.
They're just trying to cash in on...
The dude used to ride his bike around town, like in Chanhassen, Minnesota is like a super small town, and it's super kind of just chill. And he used to ride his bike
Was it a
to
banana
Walgreens. Bike? No, like he had a BMX bike.
Really?
Like, he probably didn't sit on it. He just kind of sat.
He's like doing ollies and shit.
Right.
He's like riding rails on his trick bike.
But he used to go to Walgreens and just be like normal. Like, he wasn't like a douchey celebrity.
He didn't roll around with security or anything?
No.
Really? Just by himself?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow, that's kind of impressive because he's like a gigantic name and he's a very small man. And you would think that a guy, unless maybe he's a ninja, maybe he isn't worried at all. He can just fuck up anyone who gets in his way.
My mom is a flight attendant for Delta, and she had flown on 2 separate flights that Prince had been on in her career. Like, she's been doing it since '97. But I remember her telling me, like, he's so cute and little. And like one of the times was when he was married to that one lady who was like the Apollonia or whatever.
Cleopatra.
Apollonia or whatever her name was.
Cleopatra?
Yeah.
He was married to her when he got married to her, and everybody was like, oh, he doesn't like women, but whatever. But she was like, he's so cute and little, but super nice. And then another time, probably a year before he passed away, she had been on a flight that he was on too. So, like, I'm sad that he's not around anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, but it's pretty cool that Minnesota has a few iconic musicians. Bob Dylan is from Minnesota. Prince, obviously. My favorite band in the entire world, Nirvana, recorded in Minnesota, in Hastings, Minnesota, at a tiny, hole-in-the-wall cabin recording studio where they recorded in utero.
Some dude's basement.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. First Avenue is a great venue. Like, we should be proud. I mean, we have a good comedy scene as far as comedy clubs. We also have a great music scene, too. And for being, like, a place that's, like, a frozen tundra that most people would never want to visit 8 months out of the year. Atmosphere. Yeah.
That's a great Minnesota.
It's great. Have you heard of Atmosphere, Luce? The band? Or the...
I have. I like them a lot.
They're performing at Soundset this summer. You should come out and visit and hang out, and we can go to Soundset.
Oh, really? Okay.
There's
I've actually never been to Minnesota, but I've heard great things. And 2 of my favorite people have a podcast out there.
Oh, really? That's good to know.
Yeah.
They just announced... They just announced the lineup for Soundset, which is kind of like if you want to put together a kind of Woodstockish / pot smoking. I mean, we're never going to be
Is Willie going to be there?
We're never going to be like the big festivals, music festival kind of situations.
Why not? We have WeFest.
Yeah, but we don't have Burning Man or we don't have Lollapalooza or whatever, but they continuously put up
Coachella.
Yeah, Coachella. But they put up Soundset, and this year, so it's May 27th, and we've got Erykah Badu, the Rhymesayers, Dem Atlas, Prof, the Lioness, Laser Break, And the one that you're waiting for, DJ's Jazzy Jeff, is going to be
Shut the
here
fuck
with
up.
Jaden Smith.
What?
Yeah. Slick trim. Yeah, Ice-T.
Will no longer work with DJ Jazzy Jeff, so he's like, here, you can do some music with my son.
Seriously, Logic, Atmosphere, Erykah Badu, Tyler the Creator, Russ, Wu-Tang Clan is coming. Ice-T is coming.
Nice.
Prof. Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son. DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Since when does Jaden Smith do music?
I have no idea. Young M.A., DJ Scratch, Pell, Jack Harlow. Like, there's a bunch of them.
And in all those Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff songs and the videos, like, Fresh Prince, Will Smith was the one rapping and DJ was just, like, dancing around in the background.
Yeah, I would honestly go just to see Atmosphere live. Like, I would love that. Like,
Atmosphere's badass.
Badass. Like, I would love it.
Yeah,
Erykah Badu would be cool to see, too, just because she's still doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's a good lineup.
Yeah,
The ones you just rattled off would all be artists that would definitely want to go see perform.
So it's Memorial Weekend, so book your plane ticket. You can stay. You can stay at accommodations that we will offer. So just come.
Okay. Well, good to know. I will. I'll look at the schedule for Memorial Weekend and stay tuned.
Don't you think it'd be crazy if Jaden Smith and DJ's Jazzy Jeff did a collaboration together? Like, that's so weird. Like, your dad and me, the fact that DJ Jazzy Jeff is still kind of relevant. Well, he is, though, kind of. Like, I mean, he's but Wu-Tang too. Like, Wu-Tang will always be relevant in my eyes.
Oh, Wu-Tang forever.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Wu-Tang forever.
25th anniversary of Wu-Tang.
DJ Jazzy Jeff is not so relevant. He's about as relevant as Scott Baio.
Well, that's why they're doing the whole Jaden Smith, Jazzy Jeff
So
collaboration.
weird.
It's funny. And then Will Smith just pops out, hey.
Shit. So you've got these 2 new singles that you just dropped.
It's the double track prequel.
Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
You've got.
That is correct. It's the double track prequel.
Yes.
We played the one when we opened up this episode. That sound. I fucking love that song. Badass. And then the other one. What was the other one? Rare, right? Is that what it's called? Rare.
Yeah, Rare. Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually got a story on that song, Rare. I mean, you can obviously just probably first time you listen to it can tell it's obviously about a girl. But I wrote that song. We made that song in like a day.
Really?
I had been down in Portland the weekend before, and I met this really cool chick, and she had me super, super inspired, and came back and wrote it that day.
That's cool. So you had a muse, kind of.
In what? Yeah, a muse.
You had a muse.
A siren.
She was the muse.
Yeah.
In what way did she inspire
right.
you? Was she fully clothed while she was inspiring you? Or?
Oh.
It was probably actually her
no, she
brain
was-
and intellect that inspired him. I'm serious.
That
And she
might
probably
be
had-
it. Yeah,
she
I don't
probably
know.
had a good booty, too.
No, she obviously physically she is beautiful. Like just absolutely just jaw dropping. But I mean, she's also just like a good spirit, good energy. Great attitude. You can tell by the way that certain people hold themselves and carry themselves. Those are the people you want to be around.
Right.
And she had all that, so she had it going on, and she knows who she is. She'll hear this and probably laugh a little bit.
I give props to those women, though, because there's not enough of them around. Like, they either are hung up on the way that they look, or
Oh, you
they're
know what?
bitchy, or,
Frenzy.
like, what?
Frenzy. They're rare. They're rare.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
is
agree
that
with
why
you.
the song is called Rare? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's why the song's called Rare.
I know, that's what I was getting to. Like, there's not a lot of them out there. There really isn't.
It all makes sense now. It is all coming together.
Wow, thanks for joining us, Sarge.
Yeah.
You actually made it.
So where is this Rare lady now? Is she still in your life?
You should change
you know
your
what? We
relationship
maintain
status.
contact, and you know, the universe has a funny way of kind of playing with your emotions. Sometimes I think you guys would agree. And she actually lives on the other side of the country. She lives in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
And you know what I'm saying? So you know, it's the universe, and it's just does funny things to you sometimes.
Well, yeah,
that kind of a feeling that you get towards somebody else is rare, and you know, and it's just, but you know.
So
go with
that rare feeling and act on it. Whether she's in Columbus, Ohio, and you're in Seattle, like figure it out, because you're never gonna. You might not find somebody else that you have a connection with.
No, I actually, you know, hey, between the three of us, I'm actually going out there soon for a quote business trip. Except you know, there's no business going to be.
Someone's
gonna
be conducted,
get so
laid.
That's my excuse for heading out there without looking too thirsty.
I love it. That's good. I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
I got it all planned out. Just keep that between us three. Wink, wink. You know.
Okay. Yeah. Totally. I'm winking with both eyes right now.
Okay. Good.
That's good.
So this rare girl. Oh man, it's got Luce all in a jumble. It just got you all mixed up.
You know, I know it's crazy how that happens. You know,
it happens,
but it's a beautiful thing when it does. So.
Well, it should. Everyone should experience that, don't you think? Like, regardless if it works out or not, like everyone should have that feeling of like happiness and just like giddiness. And you look at your phone, and you get a text message from somebody, and you're like, "Oh, I just fell down the stairs reading that," or like, I'm the one that like I'll text you, and then I my hope is like I'll send like a maybe a little promiscuous photo.
A dick pic.
You no.
You send a pic of someone's dick.
No. And then you turn your phone, like you're talking to somebody and like your phone's turned away, like you can't, like you were like, oh, I might be getting like a naughty picture. I'm going to turn my phone away. Like everyone should get that, like all the time. Like it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hilarious. Like,
oh yeah, those are great.
Someone sends you a text message, your girl sends you a text message, and it causes you to fall down the stairs and severely injure yourself. That's love.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This girl put me in the hospital. This girl put me in the hospital.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's when you know that shit's meant to be. When you injure yourself over her.
Because she sent you like a badass picture of her sweet ass or sweet tits. Like, yeah, you should fall down the stairs.
Maybe you're a foot guy. Maybe he's a foot guy.
That's creepy.
It's kind of weird,
the
isn't
it? The foot guy thing.
Yeah.
Like, I get guys are like ass guys.
Foot guys are weird.
Or tit guys. Like, boob guys, ass guys. Fine. That's totally fine.
Makes sense.
Foot guys, that's just weird. Like,
but where do you think that comes from?
I have serial killer, like
no,
like it's
come on now.
Well, I'm serious. It's weird. Like there's no other kind. Like there's no fetishes that guys have that are like, I'm in love with girls' hair. I love curly hair. I love straight hair. It's either tits, ass, or feet. Like those are the three things.
Yeah, but the foot thing is not. It's not rare.
It's not rare, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying
rare.
It's the three things. Like it's either ass, tits, or feet.
That's
other things are fine. Like I guess like the wanting to be like have a threesome or squirting or anal or whatever. Like all those things. Like those are all different. But the feet thing is weird. Like
I'm all about the kneecaps.
That's weird too.
I'm a knee dude.
You're weird.
No, but
I cannot continue this podcast any further now that I know that you know
It's just so weird that the foot thing is a pretty prevalent thing. Obviously, not the majority of dudes aren't into feet, like in a fetish type of way. But it's pretty common.
There's not a lot that are obsessed with the feet thing, but there's a lot that not a lot, but when they are, they're like totally into it, like.
Yeah, it's an obvious...
Like, they send you pictures, like, you should be wearing these shoes and these boots. Excuse me, motherfucker, there's no way I could walk more than 10 feet in those shoes. Like, I get that they're sexy. There's
dudes that'll pay money to be able to have a pair of worn shoes from a woman.
So what are women's then, I guess?
I've heard of
women. Or socks or something, yeah.
Yeah.
What are women's kind of fetishes then?
I've heard of women.
I've never heard of a woman being obsessed with a man's with men's feet.
I have in one instance.
Well, that's
instance.
one time. Okay.
But it was so weird. It was when I was overseas in Iraq. There was a guy in my company who was talking to this girl who very well may have been a 65-year-old dude from Oklahoma.
I'm sure she was. He was.
It could have been. But he was talking to this girl who would constantly... She would send him money to mail her / who knows who, but apparently her.
Well, but that doesn't count.
Like, his worn boots and shit. And
yeah, but
she
that
would,
doesn't count
request
because
weird shit.
he doesn't.
She wanted him to jerk off into his boots and send them to her.
Whoa.
That was totally a dude. Unless you have, unless you're Skyping.
Weird ass shit.
Exactly. Unless you're Skyping or you actually know who this person is. For me as a chick, I can't really think of any
You can't even trust Skype these days.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You just can't do it. It's just there's too many ifs out there. You got to be careful out here.
Can you imagine online dating right now? So many people you're oh, okay.
No.
The fact that you even would want to go about doing that, that you're at that point where you're oh, I guess I'm going to sign up for this, or my friend signs me up for this, or whatever.
Hey, sometimes that
nobody.
Shit works.
It does, but it's maybe 0.1% out of 100.
Maybe those numbers are completely
does not
opinionated.
work.
Sometimes you can meet somebody that is absolutely awesome, or you could just get laid off of it. I guarantee the majority of people use it to get laid, but you can still meet somebody that you end up really connecting with.
And then in 2 weeks you're oh crap, I have a cold sore. Where did that come from?
Oh shit!
That was from 2 weeks ago.
Why does it hurt when I pee? Why does it burn when I pee?
I need to go to the doctor. Ugh. Yeah, gross. I don't know. It's weird, the whole dating. But anyways, my whole point of this, Luce, was to say that if you are gonna go, visit this person in Ohio, I'm happy for you. If it's someone that you feel connected with, don't give that up or let it go. Just act on it and do something about it, because you never know. Because it's not very often that you connect with somebody. It's true.
No, 100%. I mean, and the older you get, the less likely, because you felt all these feelings before. You've had tons of relationships when you're in your, 25 to 40, and so when you feel something, I agree. You're supposed to, at least explore it.
Yeah, and you realize what you want and what you don't want. You go through relationships and you're that one sucked.
Yeah,
I liked that about that, but most of it fucking sucked. And you get picky and you get to choose what you want, and that's good. That's the difference between the people that are just will settle for whatever because they just want to feel loved and be with somebody. It's no, dude, you're stupid. Don't do that.
They get lonely.
Exactly. Love yourself too, but also have the room to, love yourself. The ultimate thing is being able to love yourself and having the balance of having a relationship with somebody that you love too, but you still get to, that person gets to be themselves and you get to be yourself, and you still have something together.
The wrong relationships are cancer.
Yeah.
Because
toxic.
You're not happy, they're probably not happy, and you're just in it because you're lonely and you got comfortable. But the best gift you can give somebody else you actually care about is the best version of you.
Exactly.
And you're not going to get to that best version of you by wasting all your time with somebody who doesn't even make you feel the right way.
Right. But do you think that there's? I feel like there's so many people that don't even think about that. They have never. That's never even been a thought in their brain. But they're just I'm with this person. I have friends from high school, and I love them dearly, and they've been married to the same people since they were in high school, and I get that, and that's fine. But that's very rare to actually get married at 18 and be in love with somebody for that amount of time, and you never get to truly discover yourself. You've always been together as a couple.
100%. Yeah.
Most of the time that's a bad decision.
Yeah, you don't even know who you are.
Exactly.
You haven't lived life.
You haven't lived life, and I get that, but at the same time, I love them too as friends, and so I get it. I mean, I get it where they're coming from, and it's the whole I don't want to give up because I whatever, but. You really haven't, who are you? Do you know who you are as a person?
No, definitely.
And that definitely to me is if I don't know who I am as a person, I will never have enough capacity to love somebody for who they are if I don't have that.
The saddest thing is you see a lot of relationships that may last for like decades.
Yeah,
they might last a long time. No, it's not shitty that they last for a long time. That's a good thing if they last for a long time. But there's ones that last for a long time where the people, the man and the woman never actually get to just be themselves around each other.
Right. They're not best
Which
friends.
is so unfortunate.
Right.
Like
yeah.
you can be with someone where you can just be yourself. Faults and the good things about you and the bad things about you, and you can just, that shit just doesn't matter. You can actually be yourself.
Well, but it's hard to find somebody that you actually love for all their faults and you're best friends with, plus you want to fuck the shit out of all the time. Like it's hard to find that.
It doesn't have a creepy foot fetish.
Exactly. It's your turn. It's your turn, actually.
It's not. It's your turn.
Oh, shit.
You know what's funny about that picture that you're talking about where that soldier just grabbed that random chick and dipped her down and gave her a kiss? It's this iconic photo. If, say I came back from like Iraq or Afghanistan today, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm walking. First of all, there wouldn't be a fucking parade in Times Square. But if there was, and I grabbed some random chick and dipped her down and gave her a kiss, I would immediately be arrested for sexual harassment. My life would be ruined.
It's so stupid.
You got to be real careful these days. You guys got to be. I mean, guys got to be extra careful these days. I mean, just with the amount of people getting, like accusations coming, and right, wrong, or indifferent, towards if it's actually true or false. I mean, they're all still allegations. I'm sure at least 80% of them are probably true, but there's the 20% or whatever it might be where it's not necessarily the full truth, or it's just one side of the situation.
Right.
But like, you can't even especially like if you're in the, the corporate world, or if you're working with people like in an office, you got to be watching your actions, like with how you handle yourself with, people of the opposite sex. I mean, the hashtag Me Too is a huge movement right now.
I know.
You got to, it's just, especially if you have some, some success or some money, like people are going to come after you.
Yeah,
so gross.
It's crazy.
It's rampant.
So, yes, Sarge, what I'm trying to tell you is that, you'd be fucked in today's world.
I'd be fucked. Yeah, I know. And it's
but
hard.
So if a woman were to do that, would the implications be the same?
Exactly. No, of course not.
So, but why is that?
There's
like,
definitely a double standard.
So why it's so fucking stupid. Like, so I know that there's women out there that like having sex and like being like intimate or whatever.
It's about 3.
So it's just like, why do men get to be punished for feeling that way when there's women that feel the same way? It's sorry that you're a prude and that you don't like have
because traditionally men have been like the ones that have
traditionally we're living in 2018.
Traditionally men have basically kind of ruled things. They've been it's been a patriarchy in our country for since the fucking 200 years ago. That's just kind of been the way things are. Men are bigger, stronger, and they just run shit. Women were supposed to just stay in the kitchen and tend to the children, tend to the household. That's the way shit started out. And it got to a point where obviously women were like, no, we're just as valuable as you are as men. And not necessarily like, obviously women for the most part on average are not as strong as men or as big as men. But women have
big as what? Like I'm
saying like
bigger muscles.
Yeah, strength. Like physical attributes. So like. You're not going to have like, you can't, if a woman says like, yeah, I can go be a lumberjack just as successfully as a big strapping young man can.
I could. I know that I could.
Obviously, that's not true.
I could.
You probably could. But there's differences, and that's the beauty of it. And that's the beauty of it.
But it's also a negative part about it, because when you have a strong woman who has opinions or is sexual, and then she's the one that like initiates stuff like sexual things, like then she's a slut all of a sudden. Like, now because you actually have a female that has needs and feels good and like wants to make the other person feel good. It doesn't mean that she's a slut, but like I don't know. It's just, it's gross to me.
There's
like,
a double standard in
it's
many.
it's totally a fucking double standard. So, but how do you like delete that from like?
There's
It's
no-
never going to be deleted. It's
Right.
always going to be men are better. Men are
Oh.
better. And if you're a woman that is weak or likes sex, then you're a slut. Or if you whatever, like, how do you change that
Well,
persona?
not even
Perception.
Well, I
Not
think Frenzy, I think the shift is happening right in front of us. I mean, you know, we're seeing more and more women starting to get into like the tech industry. You know, traditionally industries that have been more male driven are now getting tons of interest from females who before said they couldn't do it, but they
Right.
can, and they're great at it, and they're excelling.
Well, and
I
I,
mean, it's
think
just a generational thing that's going to probably take a few more years, you know, several more years for it to, you know, be completely equal all over the board.
well, and I'm not asking it for to be equal because I don't think it ever will be, but I just don't want it to be where women actually gain confidence and wanting to be a certain way, and then they get shut down, and it's like I actually like put my hand up and try to be confident about something, and I just get shut down. Like, because there's women that will probably try and do it, but then after they get shut down for the first time, then it's like, okay, now I'm just like gonna be hiding back here in the shadows. Like, I don't know.
What's weird is like
But
mentally, obviously in a lot of ways, mentally, women excel over men. You know,
Absolutely, we do.
Intellectually, on average, probably, you know, women excel over men intellectually in a lot of ways. Physically, on average, they don't. So, like, but you know, women want.
How do you mean physically?
Physically, men are genetically bigger and stronger and more durable than women. It's just the way it is. Yes, just like you're genetically and on average, you're more intelligent than men.
So stronger means more important?
That's not what I said.
Yeah, you just said stronger.
Yeah, men are stronger than women on average. I didn't say that it
Yeah, I
was
get
better.
that. So that's better?
So I'm saying, no, I didn't say it was better. Yeah, we're better. We're better physically. Yes, we are. We're bigger and stronger. In that way, we are better than you.
So you're going to push a kid out of your vagina?
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying physically.
Physically how? How physically how? What are you
I'm
talking
saying-
about
okay,
physically?
what I'm talking
Because you can
about-
flex your muscles and you can push
Yes,
something
okay, so what I'm talking
across
about-
a field further than me?
What I'm talking about is women. You know, this movement today with women is
Not today, like forever.
These women, the women today, they want equal pay across
Yeah. Why wouldn't we get
all
it?
job spectrums, right? And say in like a corporate environment, there's no reason a woman and a man cannot make the same amount.
So physical
corporate
environments, we don't get the
But
same amount.
if you are, say, like I said before, a lumberjack,
Yeah.
how many women are going to go out and want to cut down trees for a living?
How many lumberjacks that are males do that right now?
Probably 99%.
1800s, 1850s, 1900s? Yeah.
Right
Not
now.
right now.
Right
How many
now.
lumberjacks are there employed right now in the country? Do
I
you
don't know,
think?
but I'm just saying a physical type
Well,
job.
it's not that, but I'm saying
many
that's not
women-
like that's not a, you can't compare that because that's not a thing.
That's what
like,
it is a thing.
You're talking about lumberjacks
Exactly.
from in the
I'm talking-
1800s.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about right now.
Okay,
Physical
right now,
labor.
how many lumberjacks are there?
It doesn't have to be lumberjacks, Frenzy.
I know, but that's
I'm
what I'm
talking-
saying.
I'm
like
talking
you're
about-
equating
okay, how
like a
many
physical.
women-
You're
Let me-
equating
let
a
me get
physical.
let me tell you my point. How many women are climbing up on roofs and laying shingles on roofs? How many women?
I don't
Not
know
very
how
many.
many of them speak English. I don't know
What does that have to do with anything?
because most of them are Mexicans. When did you last like?
Woman Mexicans?
No,
Female
Mexican
Mexicans?
men in general. Like
They're-
that's that.
that they're men. It doesn't matter what race they are. They're still men. We're talking about gender, not race. How many women want to get up on a roof and lay shingles? How many women want to put up sheetrock? How many women want to build a fucking house and lay concrete? Not very many, right? And I don't blame them. It's a shitty job. But
Wow.
if a woman wants to, she can, right? But women aren't taking those jobs.
Wow. Yeah, because
Are
they're
they?
at home taking care of babies and like doing all the other things. Like I guarantee you, the ones that are creating the sheetrock and roofing are not like of Caucasian nature. They're Mexicans that have
But it
moved
has
here,
nothing to do
and
with
so they have
race.
16
We're
kids, and they're taking care of their kids at home.
We're not talking about race. We're talking
No,
about
we are.
gender.
It's all about it. It's all. It doesn't like. You can't talk about race without talking about gender at the same time.
We're not talking about race.
Yeah, but we are though.
No,
because
we're not.
how many white women do you know that are that have a boyfriend that is a roofer or builds sheetrock?
A lot.
How? Really?
A lot of white men are roofers and lay sheetrock. Yeah.
Or construction workers or something. Yeah, I mean,
construction workers,
frankly,
yeah, but they're
you can't disagree with the fact that there's more men in that side of it. And I think what Sarge was trying to say was just there are differences between men and women, and one of the most common ones is just the actual physical size of the genders. Women are a little bit smaller and men are a little bit bigger on the average, across the board, across the world. That's just the differences in genders.
But my disagreement
because of that, because I don't think he was saying there wasn't any like negative sort of connotation with like saying that guys are stronger in certain physical environments. I mean, let's be real. Women give birth to little people. I mean, it's insane. So there's different degrees of strength and different ways, to look at what strength actually means. He was just talking about physically in certain environments where it requires heavy lifting. And that's not saying that there aren't super strong women that could compete and are stronger than men physically with like lifting shit. But on the average, men are typically a little bit stronger in that capacity when it comes to lifting things or it's just stuff like that. I mean, let's be real. Women are super strong. I mean, again, you guys carry little people for 9 months.
We couldn't do that.
And so, I mean, men couldn't do that. I mean, they just they couldn't do that. I think I heard this a long time ago, but they said it's the equivalent of a man like pushing out a golf ball out of his dick.
Oh my God!
Equivalent of giving birth.
I would say a tennis.
So,
I would say a tennis ball.
There would be no men. There would be no men having kids. I mean, period.
Men
just wouldn't do that.
For me, I just don't. I don't understand.
Men don't want to do that.
Right. I get irritated, and that's why I'm irritated with this conversation because I get like why we're different, but I also don't need it to be this whole competition thing. Like where it has to be like you're better than me because you do this, or I'm better because you do this.
It's a beautiful thing.
Like we cannot be one without each other. Like men and women.
Yes.
Like if we didn't coexist with each other, this planet would not be around any longer. We wouldn't have these people that we love and that we're surrounded by or whatever.
Well, yeah.
So just why does it have to be 100%. Such a fight all the time? Like that's the part that I'm frustrated with.
It is
like,
unfortunate.
You're not better. I'm not better. Like you contribute things that I could not contribute, and I do the same. So let's figure that out and do it together. Like why does it have to be a competition all the time? That's what I'm irritated about.
Yeah. I guarantee if the roles were reversed, where suddenly men were the ones that were genetically able to give birth to children, the human race would come to a screeching halt.
And not to be it would be a mass decline.
Yeah, and not to be whatever, but even impeding on this conversation. But when men are sick, you guys are fucking babies.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
you guys you men in general, and I'm not saying everybody. And Luce, maybe you're not this way, but when men get sick, they're just tickle my head and make me food and take care of me, and women are we're fine, I'll figure it out, and their men are you don't feel good, obviously, just hang out and chill out and just lay in bed. You're I can't.
Isn't that weird?
It's weird.
I'm that way.
You're a total pussy when you're sick.
I'm the kind of guy that's the kind of on average with guys, they can take physical injuries, you get punched in the face,
but you just want to be taken care of. You want to be nurtured.
You get punched in the face and you're yeah, mm-hmm. and you handle that just fine. But you get a little bit of a flu or a little bit of a cough, and instantly you're like an infant.
Right, but so you want to be taken care of. But then when women are or not women, I don't want to put it all together in the same category. But when I'm sick, I don't want someone to take care of me. I just want to figure it out. I just want to be I'm good. It's fine. And then, Sarge will be you're not good.
But it's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay to let the guy take care of you. There's nothing wrong with that. I think part of that is pride. A little bit. Might be pride, I can handle this. I don't need your help.
Right, but it's so funny because the pride thing is switched.
I know.
You know?
Why can't we all just coexist? Why
I
can't we
know.
just?
Why
Why can't
does
we
it-
accept each other for our?
Because that's how
for
it
the
goes.
things that each other excels in, and the things that we have faults in.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Lift
I
each
don't
other
know.
up, make each other a combined, like, unstoppable force.
Right. And you make yourself better, and, everyone on both sides make themselves better because of that.
It's
like,
human
it
nature.
Shouldn't be that. I know. It's just weird.
Unfortunately, it's human nature. Unfortunately, it is normal for us to fucking act this way.
I know. It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
Very true.
like two different species of humans, female and male. Like, and then you think about like animals in the animal kingdom and like oceans and all the stuff that's out there. Like, there's always going to be the male and female component, and it's just. I mean, obviously, it was created. It was created for a reason.
If you're talking about the animal kingdom too, what's real savage is I think it's the praying mantis, but the male genetic praying mantis is like way smaller than the female, and after they create or get together, the female kills it and eats it.
I know, it's so crazy. Well. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I do know what you're saying.
It's the world is crazy. The world is crazy. The universe is crazy. It's an amazing, beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm just glad we're not praying mantis, Sarge.
I know.
There's an actual. What's that? Where's that frog from?
I guess they kill you later on, just not physically.
Which frog?
No, there's a frog. I want to say in like Africa.
That ninja frog.
Yeah, and it's the size of your like so Luce. I want you to do something for me. I'm gonna make a drink, but I want you to look at your thumbnail, and look at how big that is. Right, so like 2 centimeters probably.
Okay.
There's a frog that has babies with another female frog, which he never remembers, and they have these eggs laid on a giant kind of palm leaf. I want to say it's in South America, and the eggs are probably 100 eggs at a time, and they're dispersed from the newest batch of eggs, and they kind of go down this leaf, and there's probably like 5 or 6 different batches of them. And the father just kind of is like, his job is just kind of babysit these eggs.
Not kind of, it is.
His job is to babysit these eggs. And there's this.
It's like the penguin, the king penguin down.
Kind of, yeah, exactly. And his skin, if you're looking at him,
they watch the egg.
Yep, if you look at his skin, if he's kind of attached to the leaf, you can see that his skin kind of matches what the eggs look like. It matches it up. But there's these fucking bees.
No, wasps.
Wasps.
Do not talk shit about bees. These are evil wasps.
We've already gotten this conversation about bees and wasps.
Exactly. This was last week.
So they attack these eggs where they will find them and basically pick them up and eat them like a crazy psycho bee. I don't know.
Stop saying bees.
Gross.
They're wasps. Stop giving bees a bad name.
What are they called? What
They're
are they called
wasps.
again? I know, but what are they? They're actually like...
They're shitty wasps.
No,
That's
I know, but what's their name?
Cracker jackers.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, cracker jackers.
Well, it's so crazy.
No,
Come on, fill us up. It's crazy. These wasps. I don't know what the kind they are, but they're murderers. They really are. We watched this documentary, and these wasps will come in, and they'll start jacking these eggs.
They're tracker jackers. Go to Google and type in tracker jackers, man.
Tracker jackers or cracker jackers?
Cracker jackers is a hilarious name, but no, tracker with a T.
Okay, he said tracker jackers.
Yeah, tracker jackers. These are the bees, man. I'm telling you. These are the bees that Frenzy is describing.
What is it, Frenzy? That's from Hunger Games? It's from Hunger Games. It does pull up Hunger Games. That's not a real thing, Luce. That's from Hunger Games.
Yeah, I know, but the way that she's describing it, that's the only thing that's in my mind. She's like saying how evil these things are and how just gnarly they are. It kind of sounds like that's what she's talking about.
It's so weird because
he's never read Hunger Games.
You look across the animal kingdom, across multiple species.
Neither have I.
And you look across multiple species amongst the animal kingdom, and there is there is nothing sweet and kind about every other species. Like, there is rampant rape and murder and deceit.
Well, but I want to tell him. So the thing with the frog thing was, so he basically had his little meeting session with his lady and had the eggs fertilized, and they're on, I mean, probably the size of a romaine lettuce leaf. Like, it's not big. Like, if you pictured buying a bunch of like romaine lettuce and you picked out a leaf and you're going to make lettuce wraps out of it, like that leaf alone,
I'm familiar.
had probably 6 or 7 different families of eggs, and the top is the newest one, and then you move on down the line, and that's the oldest one. Then these freaking wasps come along and they start stealing the babies or the larvae.
Start eating them right in front of the dad.
And you can see the larvas like moving inside of these eggs, and they steal them right in front of the dad. And then they start attacking him, and he kicks the shit out of him like he's a freaking ninja. Like he's Steven Seagal, or
how dare you?
Like,
there's way better.
Phoenix Jones.
Phoenix Jones,
Phoenix
exactly.
Jones.
Like, but all of his limbs are just like combating these stupid fucking wasps, but they're eating them like a gross, like, you can see them just like they have hand, like, it's just gross. But then you get to see them, the ones that are mostly developed, because he kind of is more protective of the ones that are down. The further down the leaf that they are, is the more developed they are. So they're ready to.
Weird. I think that's weird.
They're ready to kind of be out in the world, and the ones that are at the top are the ones that haven't even developed into a larva yet. Yeah, so the ones at the bottom sense that they're being attacked, and they start jumping out of their little cocoons or whatever they are, and they're like, "Bye."
Can I stop you right there? Because don't you think that's weird?
It's fucking weird. It's like alien shit.
No, but like, why is he not protecting the newest
because
babies?
The old ones are already developed. Like, they're already.
I know. I get that part, but
if he's such a good ninja, why isn't he not just like? Why is he even letting them touch any of them? Is my question.
Well, he can't control it. Like, there's so many. Like,
wasps?
if you saw the video of the documentary of it, like, he has no control over it. Like, there's no way.
Wasps are fighting.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just fighting off like maybe 3 or 4.
No, there's like a whole colony. Like, he's getting stung, and like he's
they rush that shit.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I just think it's weird that
like
I think it's weird that he's not protecting the newest babies, because they're the ones that can't protect themselves, and they have the most vulnerability. The ones that are lower on the leaf, that have been hanging around the longest, are in the farthest stages of gestation and whatnot. Like, those are the ones that can protect themselves more. They have the ability to break free and dip out. But he's not protecting those little fucking vulnerable ones that are like brand new.
Well, he's always at the top, though. He's always at the top protecting the newest ones. The bottom ones are the ones that sense that.
So he is protecting the newer ones.
Yeah, and the danger is there. So they start. That's when you see them like jumping out and be like, "Bye."
Yeah, they literally like fly out of there. It's ridiculous. Tracker jackers.
Ghost frog. They're called ghost frogs.
Yeah.
From South Africa.
Tracker jackers. I thought he said cracker jackers.
They're only
crackers.
Yeah, but there's so many things in the animal world, or even in nature, where things just work out how they're supposed to, or it's almost like they're planned.
It is. There's definitely a symbiosis among the animal kingdom, but it's just so ruthless. I mean, literally, how many species, like, you look at the breeding seasons of all these different animals, and it's pretty much rape across the board.
It always is.
It's some dude just desperately needs to get his rocks off, and whatever chick is willing to spread her legs for him, he's gonna get in there. And if she's not willing to spread his legs for him, he's gonna try to get in there anyways. He's gonna try to rape her, because there's no morals in the animal kingdom.
Well, it's all animal instincts. Like, I mean, your instinct is to breed.
Though? I mean, because like, don't they usually fight over the girl?
Yeah, usually, like, for sure.
So she's getting turned on by the guy who wins, right?
What's creepy? You want to know something creepy? Everyone thinks about ducks as like these cute, cuddly things, right? Everyone loves ducks, right?
I don't.
No bad thoughts when it comes to ducks. That's because you're aware of what ducks do. male ducks are not only rapists, but they're necrophiliacs.
They're gross.
They will multiple ducks will fight over a female, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah. They rape them. I've witnessed it.
The entire duck kingdom?
Yes, they are necrophiliacs.
I've witnessed it.
Because multiple male ducks will chase females, right? And a lot of the time what happens is as these males are chasing the female duck, like these females are like, no, I do not want any duck dick in me. And so they're desperately flying away from these male ducks that are trying to rape them. And sometimes in the process of trying to escape from these males, these female ducks will like run into things. Like they'll run into a fucking window or a wall or whatever it is, and they'll break their neck and they'll die. And the males are so jacked up and so fucking horny that they will still fuck that dead female duck's body. They'll just, it doesn't bother them. They'll still fuck them, even though it's not going to do anything. They'll do it. Yes.
90% of birds don't have penises, but ducks do, and they're super long.
Wait, how does that work then? How do birds make babies if they don't have a dick?
Usually just fertilizing eggs like a reptile.
Like a fish?
Yep.
Because fish don't fuck. They just...
Right. So
ducks
are one of the unlike 97% of other birds, they have penises, but not only do they have penises, but they're super long. They're among the best endowed in terms of ratio of body to member of all vertebrates. For example, the 1 pound foot long
you know a lot about duck dick.
I'm just using Google. There's an Argentinian lake duck has the longest of all, with a member that is 4 inches longer than its body. His penis is 4 inches longer than his body. And they regrow every meeting. They also regrow every mating season. So once the season ends, the penis begins to shrink and it regresses until it's 10% of its full-grown size. They are stored inside the duck's body, waiting to emerge only during copulation, aka sex. The process generally resembles a cross between using your arm to avert a sweater sleeve that is inside out and unfurling the soft motorized roof of a convertible sports car with a hydraulic drive.
What the fuck?
And then it gets weirder. The duck penis is not straight, but spirals counterclockwise from its base to its tip. There's this one other kind of weird duck.
So
completes 6 to 10 full twists over its 20 centimeter, aka 7.8 inch length. 7.8 inch penis.
That's bigger than the average male human penis.
Like a selection of sex toys from a vending machine in a strange alien bar.
I'm gonna look up duck dick.
Penises come in ribbed, rigid, and even toothy variations.
Duck dick. Holy shit! Wow, I just Google searched a duck dick. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's straight up corkscrew. There's this thing on YouTube here. It's called 6 Duck Necrophilia. The official trailer to the video 6 Duck Necrophilia, a short documentary on the dark world of the mallard duck. Let's see if this is any good. The first day of spring.
Sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah, this is the first day of spring. Every neighborhood has a park.
So March 21st? Usually?
Different from the rest. Are they gonna talk?
Okay.
On the scariest afternoon of the year. Yes. I was hoping they'd talk. It just shows a bunch of mallards raping dead ducks.
But it's funny because I think it's common in ducks, I guess, because that's the article, but in any kind of animal situation where they're mating, the male kind of has to be colorful and attract the female. If you look at most kind of female-male situations as far as animal kingdoms go, the male is usually the prettier one. Right?
The male is, yeah.
And the female is kind of like he's trying to attract the female.
It is exactly like the human species. It's just R. Kelly said it best. R. Kelly and Jay-Z when they did the best of both worlds collaboration. The power of the PUSSY It's why every motherfucker in the world dress fly. That's the way it works across the human race and the animal kingdom. You see, you have all these different species where the males have to like put on this show, right, to try to attract the female. The guys are competing with each other for the female. They're doing a little dance. They're putting together these pretty feathers. Whatever fucking show they gotta do, they gotta build a little fucking nest. Whatever it is, they're trying to impress the female, right?
Right, but
males do the same thing.
Exactly.
That's why men go to war. It's why we want to be rich and powerful and famous so that we can get the pussy.
Yeah, women also want to do that. To not get pussy or get anything else, just to be like...
But it's a bigger drive for men on
I get that.
average.
So male ducks have evolved their penises that would enable them to force their way into an unwilling female's vagina, and the females in turn had evolved a new way, an anatomical mechanism to counter the action of the explosive corkscrew erections of male ducks and prevent the males from fertilizing their eggs by force. So they're like, fuck you, Steve. Like,
Damn.
Steve the duck, like, you're not gonna... This isn't something for you.
Evolution.
Well, yeah, evolution did, but evolution created that. Like, otherwise, if evolution wouldn't have happened, they would just be like, yeah, go ahead. Come in me.
Yep.
But so why did evolution say, like, nope, I get to pick if
Like,
you
there
want to
wasn't-
come in me?
Like there wasn't some female duck was like, I'm going to alter the inner workings of my vagina because I'm sick of ducks raping me.
Well, no, but there obviously is a reason, though, because that's a thing. Like, they get to decide what and who gets to make their babies.
This has got to be the longest amount of time that we've ever talked about duck dicks on this show.
Well, and duck vaginas. Like, duck vaginas are very elaborate.
No, I don't know. Have we ever talked about duck dicks before?
We haven't talked about duck dicks or duck vaginas.
There's this video, it says, I'm not going to play it, but the title of the video on YouTube here is Ducks Mating, Mother Duck Raped in Front of Kids. What the fuck?
Oh, boy.
See? Yeah, there's a mama duck with her little chicks, and some dude duck comes in. He's like, "I'm gonna fuck your mom right in front of you."
Yeah, but like that's the whole like stupid persona of.
It's just weird. It's just weird because you have so many people that are like, "We have to save the animals. Every species is important and sacred," and there's people who legitimately would rather save an animal over a human life.
I would.
And
because most humans are assholes.
That's fucked up.
It's not fucked up.
But pretty much every single animal is an asshole. Compared to our standards of morality, animals are fucking ruthless. They don't give a shit about...
There's people that I know that have less morality than a fucking duck or a dog or a cat. So I'm choosing...
I doubt that.
Yeah, no.
I don't
like you can't compare the two. It's fine, but there's people that I have encountered that do not deserve to be included in the same class as a duck that has a horny dick that's ready to impregnate a female duck.
If you die in your home and a week goes by and your dog
and nobody finds you, then that's sad.
And you haven't been able to feed your dog for the last 7 days because nobody's found you, and your dog gets starving, they're gonna eat your face.
Yeah, that's fine. I never said there was anything wrong with that.
A human being isn't gonna eat your face. Most human beings aren't going to eat your face.
Yeah, but you're also living with a wild animal. You're living with somebody that used to roam the mountains or live in a prairie. Like,
so you still think they're more important than humans?
I'm not saying they're more important. I'm saying that if you choose to involve an animal in your life like that, like you're taking that chance. Like you can't take an animal and expect it to be a human. Like you just can't. Yeah, animals are always going to be animals.
We do
no matter what.
We do anthropomorphize. Is that the word? Animals in a lot of ways. We try to compare it to humans in a lot of ways.
Did you just study a thesaurus before this episode?
Anthropomorphize. That's where you give human qualities to an animal.
Yeah, but you don't get allowed to do that unless, like, I don't know. Animals have human qualities, obviously, but.
There's a reason we're the top of the food chain.
Exactly.
our brains because we are like soft as shit. Most animals out there can fuck us up. The only reason we're the top of the food chain is because we're so damn smart and we can alter our environment.
Yeah, but we're not that smart. Like, we just can buy things. We can buy food. We can, like, have a house. Like,
we can develop
animals, like
weapons. We can make music like Luce. I've never seen a duck make a badass song like New Mercedes or That Sound.
Well, I haven't either. Obviously.
So, okay, I think that's enough duck dick talk. I think, are we filled up on duck dick talk?
Yeah, I'm good talking about
Probably a good idea.
ducks and dicks in general. So when are you going to Ohio? Pretty soon?
Sorry about that. I was kind of getting cut out there. I don't know when I'm going to be going out to Ohio. It's probably going to be within the next 2 weeks, though.
When are you coming to Minnesota?
Yeah,
when there's no snow. You have to come when there's no snow.
Yeah, I think I want to come out when there's no snow. How cold is it out there?
Right now it's like 40s.
That's not bad right now.
But the summers are honest.
Oh, that's not too bad.
The spring/summers are honestly beautiful. Like, you would love it. Like, you have to come in the summer. Like, like Minnesota State Fair time, we can go and, like, walk around and make fun of people. We can play State Fair bingo.
Oh, the State Fair is a blast.
The State Fair is great. Everything's on a stick. Everything's deep fried. Like,
you come out. You come out here this summer. We'll go to the State Fair. We'll have some cocktails. We'll get ripped.
Play State Fair bingo.
We'll have a couple bowls and we'll go wander around the State Fair and eat some fucking horrible for us but amazing tasting food.
Right, on a stick.
Woo! Yeah, everything's deep fried. Deep fry everything.
State Fair bingo consists of,
fuck yeah.
like, I'll create a board for all of us, and you have to be the first one to find the things on the board. They're usually finding a family that wears matching Crocs, sandals with black socks, a guy in a hover-round eating a foot-long hot dog, a kid on a leash, mullets.
So do you need to document it with pictures, or how do you?
You have to document it with pictures.
How do you have
to take a picture of it and share it. But there's so many good things. It's great. It's like I can't believe that I live here because I kind of feel like a hillbilly / white trash, but I know that I'm not. But I love that I get to see. And then there's like animal, like we get to go see barns of animals. Like, you get to see the pig with like the biggest balls ever for the year. Like, he won.
Frenzy loves big balls.
He's the biggest, fattest pig with the biggest balls, or just like little cute, whatever, horses, and I don't know. It's just good. Except the ride thing, I won't do that anymore.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah.
You got to think for big balls.
Oh, the rides there?
I won't do like the carnival / fair rides anymore. Like, I saw what happened last year, and I can't do it. I mean, I'll go do like a funny mirror kind of funhouse thing, but like the actual rides where you're like rotating upside down 480 degrees, like, I can't do that. Yeah, exactly.
I don't trust theme park rides.
But there is a haunted house we could go to, which is pretty fun. There's a haunted house. I'll go do that.
I trust the theme park rides at like Six Flags or like Disneyland, where you could just feel that it's like, getting tons of maintenance and they're working on it all the time to make sure it's safe. But like the pop-up fairs, where they're like transferring those, the equipment, they're like literally building them in like a day.
I know.
They're makeshift.
And you don't know.
And I'm not fucking with those ever.
Because you don't.
I'd rather jump out of a plane.
Yeah,
exactly.
You don't know how well they're maintained.
They're not maintained.
The maintenance guy that is checking to make sure everything's running right. You don't know if he got wasted that day or he just got hopped up on meth. Or he just didn't give a shit and he didn't check all the bolts. Like, shit goes wrong. It's all left up to human beings, and human beings, they sure aren't perfect. Because I know I've gone to work and I just didn't give a shit that day.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
But it's also worse at the fact that you have other people's lives in your hands and you're just like, it's fine.
You just assume everything's going to go fine.
Yeah.
So how often with your music career, I know you're in the studio a lot, if you look at your Instagram and shit like that, like you're in the studio, always working, always plugging away. But how often do you
I'm actually heading to the studio as we speak.
Yeah, I thought I heard a door ding.
What time is it there?
Yep. I'm in the car and I'm heading to. It's
It is.
7:45.
Oh,
I'm heading to
man.
the studio. Probably be there till 10:30, 11, and
2 hours back.
9:45.
get that sound right.
So how
I love
often do you ever go out and are you ever doing live shows? Are you ever going out of state?
Live shows. We're going to be doing live shows very, very soon. I'm thinking within the next 2 to 3 months.
Fuck
We're
yeah.
going to start doing performances shows, and hit as many towns as we can. That's the last leg, really, of the next step is getting out on stage and getting in front of as many people as possible. Obviously, the first and foremost important thing when making music is making sure that you actually have good music, and your listeners you're actually giving them quality. Because there's so much shit out there. There's so much noise. Everybody with a computer is a rapper now or a singer, and it's like, how do you differentiate yourself? And it comes down to putting more time in the studio, making sure that that drum is hitting just the way we want it to, or that ad lib has the right amount of tail on it, or echo on it, what have you. There's just so much shit out there. It's and none of them are really performing. I mean, the ones who start performing are the ones who, start to actually build a career, start generating income.
Well, it's got to be a dynamic that is something you've got to get used to, is because, working in the studio, you can finely tune a song. You can make sure that shit is tight and perfect, and the audio, everything sounds perfect. But that's a vast difference compared to being on stage and doing it live, where you don't get to cut and redo it. Everything has to work flawlessly. But that would be great to see you on tour or expanding and doing live shows and stuff. And
I can't wait to get on stage. I mean, it's been something that I've been wanting to do for years now.
Why haven't you done it?
We wanted to make sure we had enough music to.
Yeah.
I haven't had enough music to perform. I mean, kind of as I touched on it with you guys earlier.
Right.
After playing sports in college for all that time, I only have 8 songs out, or whatever it is, 9 songs out.
So make more of them.
I wanted a little bit more in the inventory to get out there, and that's been the reason we haven't done it yet. So we've been just working. I actually have a brand new project coming out. It's 17 songs. It'll be out either end of March or early April.
Okay,
and
make
so
it happen.
The Rare Sounds is a double-track prequel off of that mixtape.
Okay. I love it. You need to make it happen. You seriously need to do some live shit. And I feel like you would be super energized by it. And you would have, we'll support you and we'll share whatever, it'll be so great for you. It'll make me so happy for you to do that.
You've got enough content now where I think you could do live concerts and stuff. And I've got some connections with Minnesota ties with promotion companies, the lifted promotions and stuff that do
you need
concerts.
To come play at First Ave.
Yeah, that do concerts and stuff in Minnesota. If you're looking to try to perform out here in Minnesota, I can definitely hook you up with some shows.
Okay, for sure. Absolutely.
Well, and I think it would just be awesome for you to be able to experience that and have that be kind of in your wheelhouse now.
I can't wait to do it. I mean,
being
in front of people and performing is something I love to do growing up. Obviously sports is a little different, but you're playing in front of thousands and thousands of people.
Well, it's intimidating, and
so it's a
it's intimidating, but it's also so energizing and what the fuck, where am I right now? I totally believe in you and think that you'll be super good at it. It's just,
I appreciate that.
I guarantee.
Thank you. And when I do come out to Minnesota, you guys will obviously have backstage passes, and you guys can kick it in the green room or whatever. So you guys will be taken care of.
Yeah,
we don't care about that. We just want to see you.
I'm very confident that you come to Minnesota. I'm very confident you come to Minnesota. I think that Minnesota will be very responsive and receive you very well. Your style of music and your talents, I think, will coincide with the Minnesota vibe very well.
That 100%. That means a lot. Sarge and Frenzy, for real. That's big time. So thanks. Be real soon. So just stay tuned. Tons of new music on the way, and like I said, within the next month or 2 months, we'll be on stages.
Yes. All right. So let our listeners know where they can find your...
I have to pause for 1 second because you and I, our birthdays are 1 day apart. Mine's July 20th.
Oh, what?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay, there you go.
So we're already connected
that.
over our
21st,
birthdays.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're all July babies.
And Sarge is July 31st. But you and I are Cancers. He's a Leo. Ew.
Yeah, I'm a fucking lion.
Here.
Roar!
Well, you know what?
Roar!
Well, here's the thing. Best of both worlds. This is for you two. Okay, this is best of both worlds. So the 21st of July is on a cusp date.
Yeah, so
I
is mine.
embody. I'm a Cancer Leo cusp. Is what they say in the zodiac world.
Right. So who do you think you relate to more?
I'm
a Leo or a Cancer? You're a Leo?
She's a hybrid.
Oh, well, I am super, super emotional. And
Cancer.
Very good sexually, I've been told. And that's my Cancer side.
Exactly. Thank you. Same.
He's a hybrid. He's like Blade.
I'm on the cusp too. I'm only a day before.
I have a ton of the elements of the Leos, I think. So.
Yeah, I'm totally Cancer all the way. I mean, and I'm only a day before you, but I know Cancer ends on the 22nd, so you're obviously like a day ahead of me.
He's a hybrid.
But,
yeah,
we're both hybrids.
Totally Cancer.
Woo, woo.
My tattoo is Cancer, so if I was Leo, I'd be ashamed. Yeah,
I need a big old line on my chest.
No,
fucking Mufasa.
I have a tramp stamp from back in the day, which I'm not proud of, but it's the ocean, like ocean waves with the moon, and then I've got a sideways 69 mixed in with the waves that you can't really see unless I pointed it out.
And then a male duck fucking a dead.
No ducks. No ducks. Whatever.
You guys have honestly kind of tarnished ducks for me now. Like,
yeah,
I know, right?
Like,
I don't feel bad about running over a duck
really
now.
Turned off by them.
Yeah, like if I'm driving tomorrow and there's a duck in the road, I probably, especially a dude duck, a mallard, I'd probably run him over.
There's a point.
Stop
ducks.
raping your
ducks.
chicks, dude.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
And I come from a town called Black Duck. Fuck a duck. Fuck ducks. Evil bastards.
Is it Duck Duck Grey Duck or
Damn.
Duck Duck?
It's Grey Duck, yes.
Or what's the other one?
Duck Duck Grey Goose.
Ew, no.
No, but like
weird.
gooses. Fuck geese.
Geese are worse.
All right. Luce, my brother.
Yes, thank you.
Love you, man. Let our listeners know where they can find your badass music, where they can find you.
iTunes, Spotify.
Everywhere.
You can find my music anywhere. Just type in Luce Lutu, and Luce is LuceLutu. Luce Lutu. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Tidal, anywhere that you would ever play any other artist, you can find me there.
Hell yeah.
In addition to finding my music online through the streaming platforms, you can also go to my official website. It's lucelutu.com. And if you give me your email address, you can get all the behind-the-scenes footage. I try to put out a monthly newsletter to let people know what I'm up to and with the music and, life. And you can follow me there and get the backstage or the behind-the-scenes info that you wouldn't otherwise get. And, upcoming releases, obviously the next month or so, you'll know where I'm doing shows. So you can go to lucelutu.com and check me out there.
Yay!
And also, we're going to put some merchandise on there, too. They're in the concept designs right now, so...
Cool. I love it.
Beautiful.
It'll be good.
I like it.
I recommend you getting a t-shirt of two ducks fucking. I'd buy that shit.
Or a coffee mug.
Yeah, why not?
Coffee mugs are a big thing right now.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Luce, you are obviously 100% Sarge approved, Frenzy approved. You are, me and Frenzy are both legitimate fans of your music. We didn't have you on just for the hell of it.
No, we actually listen to your music.
We fucking love your music, and we love you as a person. You're a good dude. and we consider you a friend.
Well, thank you very much. Likewise.
So, I mean, we 100% vouch for you, and people need to hear your music. You have you're a fucking talented dude.
Yes.
So, check out Luce's music, because that shit is badass, man. You're making waves, and we can't wait to see where this takes you.
And I hope that Ohio goes well for you, too.
Say hello. That's what we're going to call that girl. That girl's name is Ohio. So, we have high hopes for Ohio, man. Hopefully,
I love it.
Okay, well, I'll keep you guys posted.
All right.
Podcast, we can revisit it.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks again for spending time with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for having me, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Later. This is the end of the episode.
Yes, thank you for listening.
Wrapping shit up.
The outro.
That was Luce.
Yes, Luce.
Love that dude.
Seattle-based Luce. Yeah, I love him.
Hell
He's
yeah.
great.
Fans of his music, fans of him. He's a good friend, good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Sponsors for this episode, thank you to Comics Watching Comics.
Yes, you can find them on Amazon Prime. Seasons 1 through 5 are up now, and then season 6 is coming soon, and they just recorded season 7 and 8.
Beautiful. Also, thank you to our sponsors, Sportsbook Box Office Podcast.
Yes, hosted by 2 New York City comedians, Jeffrey Paul and Kevin Goatee.
Yes, go find them on all the podcast platforms. Go subscribe to it, follow it, all that good stuff.
All the good things.
Coming up on the show, we're gonna do a little swap cast type thing with Manners Optional podcast.
A local Minnesota podcast.
Yes, we've gotten to know them over the last few months or so, and so we're having them on and gonna get into some conversating.
Mm-hmm.
Also, making his return to the show, hilarious comedian Pete Johansson.
Yes,
he's got his Netflix special. Is currently on Netflix. It's called You Might Also Enjoy Pete Johansson.
Yep, but he's got a new one coming out soon too. So look forward to that.
Right. Yes, that dude's been busy.
Yeah.
Also, coming back on the show, one of our favorite comedians, a Minnesota comedian who is well known by anybody in the comedy scene here, Mr. Corey Adam.
Yes, who has an album coming out too.
Yes, his new comedy album, Jokes, is coming out on the 16th of March. So when that thing drops, make sure you go check that out. We're going to have him on and talk all about it. Funny dude. He's a good friend of ours, and we're looking forward to having him back on.
Yes.
And rounding out the month of March, also making a return, we got a letter repeat guest this month.
Yeah.
Kevin Goatee.
Kevin Goatee, the CEO and creator of Comics Watching Comics and co-host of Sportsbook Box Office Podcast.
Damn right. We're going to be talking to that guy. He's one of our sponsors. And, we always have a good time with him.
We always have a good time with him,
Definitely. All right. This is it. We're going to play this episode out with a song by none other than Luce, our favorite song.
Most favorite song ever. New Mercedes.
Damn right. Thanks for listening.
Thanks. Bye.
Later, fuckers.
She knows it's crazy. She knows it's crazy. She knows it's crazy. She knows it's crazy. She put a number down on that napkin, slid it to me. She said, call me maybe. Texting daily. She feel good like some windows down in the summer in a new Mercedes. New Mercedes. New Mercedes. Flying down our way in a new Mercedes. Smoking loud, bumping loud in a new Mercedes. While I'm grinding so my family all that. Yeah, I swear to God I've been working. I swear to God I've been hurting. I swear these haters been lurking, cause they know to God I've been searching about these visions and all these things that I've been seeing all up in my dreams. And the people who I roll with, culminations all from the team. Meet any one of us and you know it. We know this, don't need show it. I step back, I analyze, I see you open, I throw it. Like Russ Wilson, a 2-0. Kick it back like judo. With the Yodo. Ball sweet, no churros, man, I'm riding on up. Get the money, don't play. That seat time to LA, you know you got the right away. Man, I'm riding on them. We going there, don't play. We about that all day, and she want it all my way. Cause I put practice in the back gym, put practice in the back gym. That means working on the weekend, so ain't nobody fronting on them. Put practice in the back gym, that's my lab, now my back gym. Now we sing the chord with these hymns, and she singing too, she know it's crazy. She know it's crazy. She put a number down on that napkin, slid it to me, she said call me maybe. Texting daily, she feel good like some windows down in the summer in a new Mercedes. New Mercedes, new Mercedes. Flying down the highway in a new Mercedes. Smoking loud, bumping loud in a new Mercedes. While I'm grinding so my family all that on Mercedes. I'm grinding up under the sun like it ain't gon' come up again, and I'm the last man. I leave my soul on the court, on the field, on this booth, just like it is the last chance. I put all my love, all my passion in this drop. Hit touch my family, I am, let's go smash. And I got heart, I got soul, I got grit, I got vision. The last night I dreamt that I copped her. No Mercedes, copped her. No Mercedes, rolling down the 5 with the baddest pieces. She say she my lady, she say she my lady. The same one that wrote a number down on that napkin and said call me man. I'm riding on her, get the money, don't play. That seat time to LA, you know you got the right away. Man, I'm riding on her, we going there, don't play. We about that all day, and she want it all my way. Cause I put practice in the back gym, put practice in the back gym. That means working on the weekend, so ain't nobody fronting on them. Put practice in the back gym, that's my lab, now my back gym. Now we stay the court with